Hi everyone, welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Hebrew Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Bible in case you're wondering where I get this from. Well, today I'm working on the 7th part of the 29th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible. It does not have a corresponding chapter to the Book of Zion because this is one of the concluding chapters. So I'm going to take up where I left off. LOL. Being that I am Zion, I know that the current Christian-controlled matrix dominates the electromagnetic field. I tried to push Trump and Melania. I just reconciled them. My Zionite matrix isn't yet powerful enough to control the outcome of a Christian. So I'm using the flaws of that matrix to collapse it by blessing Trump as I have. I have used the will of his followers to empower his basest instincts. I use my new matrix to agree with the old. I'm not working against the grid. I'm using the grid to do for me what it already wants to do, empower Trump. So I'm using his own power base to allow him to do for me what he truly wants to do in the first place. So, by blessing Trump, I give us all what we want. Trump gets unlimited authority to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He wants, and whoever he wants to do it to, without regard to consequence, and for his own true intent. He no longer has to worry about any other authority as president. He can do anything that he wants. The Senate just proved that, almost to a vote. So Trump is the only authority in America. The Christians who empower him think that they will get what they want, a Christian nation, ran by Christians, for Christians, and excluding all others. But they are a dying breed. Their attendance at church gets smaller and smaller. America has many religions. Christianity is just one of them. The Christians are desperate to keep it in power. You, uh, Trump is their desperate measure. They are so desperate that they are willing to follow an evil man who promises them the impossible. Then he does the exact opposite. Case in point, the black vote. Trump won the last election because he catered to his white base. He treats white supremacists as allies, his bikers, cops, and soldiers of ill repute. Now he's looking for the black vote too. This was back in February, okay? His State of the Union had black voters written all over it. He thinks that he needs the blacks to vote for him. How his white supremacists are going to feel about that, his catering to the blacks that they despise? He can't have both the white supremacist vote and the black vote. The whites won't vote for Trump if he starts treating black people in this election the same way that he treated them. They hate people of color. They voted for Trump because he championed their white supremacist cause. If the white supremacists turn on Trump, one of them will kill him. They don't mess around. He has threatened America with their hidden ha-ha-ha support. His policemen, his soldiers of ill repute, and his so-called bikers. But he walks a thin line with them. If he ever pisses them off, he's done. They will kill him. Then, of course, there's Putin to consider. Putin is Trump's master. Trump is a Putin puppet. All along with McConnell, or so I hear. Putin calls the shots. He instructs his puppets on what to say and who to destroy. Case in point, Ukraine. Why Ukraine? Because Putin wants it. So, bribe them, then refuse the aid. Ha ha ha. Ukraine handed to Russia on a silver platter. That was the plan. Classic maneuver. Use your enemy to undermine your target, then overpower both. Nice try, Putin, but the good Americans won out. And Ukraine has not only what Obama gave them, but what Trump had meant to dangle in front of them as bait to entice Vladimir to corrupt himself, thus ensuring his downfall. LOL, that backfired big time. Because now Ukraine is stronger than ever. Trump thinks Putin is his friend and mentor, his ally. LOL. Trump is nothing more than a puppet ruler whose strings are in Putin's hands. The U.S. has no hold over Trump, but Putin does. So, just about the time Trump thinks he's more powerful than Putin, Trump is done. Trump will begin to think that he is no longer needs Putin. Then Trump will learn the hard truth. That was a possibility. Putin will probably be Trump's undoing. No, I was wrong. Putin was, after all, the key to his victory. Without Hillary's emails, Trump would have never had stood a chance to win the White House. When Putin turns on Trump, watch out. Trump is in for a mighty fall from power. Putin will see to that. And as for the black vote, his his record of racial bias is going to make some black voters beyond him. He may cater to a few rich black people, but overall, most black people see him as a racist who has never seen them as equal. So, good luck on that. And sidebar, now we see exactly where that led. He did his State of the Union address trying to cater to the black vote. The white supremacists, ooh, I don't know what they did to him, but they got to him. And now he's trying so desperately hard to please them that he has actually changed one venue from a black that massacre to another venue of another date of the same type of black massacre. So we know where his truth lies. Now, polls show that suburban housewives hate Trump. These mothers of America see Trump as a very bad example for their children. His language alone offends them. His conduct in the past towards women appalls them. They find him base and amoral. They see him as he truly is. He lost them. I can't see him ever getting that vote back. That leaves the younger voters, the minority voters, other than black, of course, the other religious blocs like Muslims and Buddhists, and the non-voters like the Zionites and the independent voters and the overall Democratic Party. He won't get very many of these votes, and together they make up the huge number of voter bloc. However, not many of these people choose to vote. If enough of them vote and vote against Trump, he will lose the 2020 election. Our elections give us two choices to choose from, a Republican and a Democrat. But only 50% of America belongs to these parties. 41% identify as independent. I'm one of those. So we choose between the two candidates from the two major parties. That means that it's not the Republicans or the Democrats that choose who rules, it's everyone else. Neither party has a majority of members, 28 to 28%. That means that Trump's base isn't really real. It's canceled out by the equal Democratic vote. Neither party really has power. The 44% that aren't of either party decides it. So, say if all of the independents voted for Nancy Pelosi with Mitt Romney as a vice president, she would be our next president. Mitt would be her vice president. This would be a good way to repair America. Both parties would be represented. In fact, having the loser as vice president would always ensure that both parties have equal power. That's just a thought to fix the divide between the Republican and Democratic parties. Democracy is broken. Changing the vice president to the losing presidential candidate would ensure that both parties win. Both parties would share equal authority at all times. Now, back to Trump in 2020 and his 2020 chances. I can see many challenges to his reelection. Many independents hate Trump for many reasons, but most America doesn't vote. This voter apathy is killing our democracy. Trump will win if the minority voters don't vote against him, and all of them for the same nominee. So everyone must vote against Trump, especially in the swing states that won him the Electoral College last time. If he wins again, it's America's fault. So, religiously, Trump is a sinner destined to be a weed. God hates everything about him. He doesn't forgive because he doesn't even feel that he has ever needed to be forgiven. He doesn't need Jesus to forgive him or God. So he's never asked, or so he says. Google it. You can't be forgiven if you don't ask to be forgiven. Politically, he's walking a tightrope. Morally, LOL, laugh fucking out loud, no morality ever. Trump has no morality, which is knowing the difference between right and wrong, truth and lie. He has said repeatedly that he has done nothing wrong. He doesn't need to be forgiven. He's never done anything to be forgiven for. He thinks he's a great moral leader. Now, morality is subjective. However, we do live in a society that does have morals that we can all agree on. They're called laws, and Trump has been charged with breaking the laws 3,500 times. He has been found guilty 38 times. So he isn't moral, not by American standards. Now, I, on the other hand, spent 2 years in prison standing up for what I believe in. I disagree with many social morals, but I have my own higher set of moral standards that I follow. I am a very moral person. Even the local cops know that. You may think I'm crazy, but you can't say I'm not moral. My entire life is devoted to proving to higher powers that I am moral. And by being moral enough, I can justify saving humanity. I am as moral a person as you can find on the earth. Maybe not the most moral, but I'm up there, man. And that's where I'm going to stop for today, okay? So, next time, we will carry on. So, may the Gray watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Be the joy, people. Stay happy and high. Know that I love you. I'll see you later because I never say goodbye.